Desert night, pitch black. Wind howling through canyons like a ghost's warning. 22 American SEALs huddled in ruins, faces streaked with blood and sweat, outnumbered 10 to 1. Ammunition running dry. A whispered confession cut through the chaos. This is it. We're already dead men. And then one shot, a crack from the ridge. Silence fell over the battlefield. A single sniper had entered the fight, but no one could believe who it was. Viewers. What if the person everyone overlooked turned out to be the only one who could save you? Today we follow the story of Isabella Torres, the soldier they called Tag Along, who rewrote military history with less than 30 bullets. Isabella Torres never looked like the kind of soldier you'd expect to carry the fight on her shoulders. 5'3", lean frame, auburn hair tied back tight. To most, she was the one you sent to handle the radio, not the rifle. Raised in New Mexico's mountains, her father taught her the art of patience and precision while hunting. Mija, he'd say, you don't get many shots in life, but the ones you do take must count for everything. Yet the military didn't see the hunter in her. They saw a support role, logistics, rear security, a tag-along. She was underestimated, mocked at the range, ignored in tactical briefings. But while others drank and swapped war stories, Isabella trained in silence. Hours under the stars, practicing breathing, perfecting her trigger control, memorizing wind charts, calculating bullet drop without instruments. She wasn't just learning to shoot, she was preparing to be unseen, unheard, unstoppable. The mission seemed simple. Rescue 3 American engineers from a compound held by lightly armed insurgents. 20 fighters at most, the intel claimed. The intel was wrong. The moment their helicopter touched down, the canyon exploded with fire. RPGs slammed into stone. Machine guns raked the valley. Radio chatter screamed with panic. Alpha pinned down! Bravo taking heavy fire. RPGs incoming from 3 directions. It wasn't 20 enemies. It was 200. Trained, prepared, waiting. The SEALs dug in, but their perimeter shrank with every minute. Their commander's voice cracked over comms. We're surrounded. Outnumbered 10 to 1. Ammunition low. Requesting immediate evac. Command's reply was a death sentence. Negative. Weather prevents air support. You're on your own until dawn. 7 hours, no ammo, no hope. And Isabella, sitting with the comms unit, listening to her brothers prepare to die. She had a choice. Stay where she was, doing nothing but calling in doom reports, or climb the impossible ridge she had suggested weeks earlier. The ridge everyone laughed at. The climb, they said, would kill her before the enemy did. Her heart pounded. Fear whispered, what if you miss? What if you give away your position? What if you make it worse? But anger burned hotter. Every dismissal, every insult, every laugh. She remembered her father's words. When everyone says it's over, that's when your shot matters most. Isabella lied into the radio. Communications holding position. Then she picked up her Barrett rifle, loaded extra magazines, and started climbing into darkness. Hands torn raw by rock. Wind slicing her face. Each step a gamble with death. But she climbed, because she knew if she didn't, they wouldn't live to see sunrise. At the top, she lay flat among granite boulders. The valley spread beneath her like a chessboard of death. She could see everything, machine gun nests, RPG teams, commanders barking orders, all invisible to the men trapped below. Her scope settled on the first threat, a machine gun tearing through Bravo team's cover. Breath in, half breath out, trigger squeeze, crack. The gun went silent. Rodriguez, the SEAL commander, froze in disbelief. Who the hell fired that? Another shot. An RPG gunner collapsed. Another. A sniper's nest dissolved into silence. Mortar crews fell one by one. It wasn't a platoon of friendly snipers. It wasn't air support. It was one woman, alone, delivering death from a ridge they said she could never climb. With each shot, the tide shifted. The SEALs moved, advanced, fought back. And in their ears, her voice came calm, steady, unshakable. Guardian angel to Talon 6. Move northeast. I've got you covered. Hours into the fight, only one man held the enemy together, their commander rallying survivors for a final push. Isabella tracked him through shifting wind and broken cover. Range, 1,200 meters, nearly 3/4 of a mile, the hardest shot of her life. She whispered her prayer. One shot. Make it count. The Barrett thundered. A heartbeat later, the commander crumpled. His radio clattered into the sand. Panic swept the insurgents. The valley that had been a death trap only hours before fell silent. The impossible had happened. Isabella Torres, the tag-along, had saved 22 lives with fewer than 30 bullets. At dawn, helicopters finally lifted the survivors out. When Isabella stepped onto base, the men who mocked her stood in silence. Colonel Whitaker, known for ice-cold discipline, walked up to her, and then, in front of the entire base, raised his hand in a salute. Not a word, just respect. Later, Rodriguez approached her, his voice low, heavy with shame and gratitude. Torres, we owe you everything. She answered with the same calm she always carried. We're a team. Teams support each other when it matters most. From that day forward, no one called her tag along. They called her legend. And so the ridge once dismissed as impossible was renamed Overwatch Point Torres, a permanent reminder that the quietest soldier saved them all. Isabella's story is more than a tale of survival. It's proof that sometimes the most underestimated person is the one destiny has been preparing all along. What about you? Have you ever seen someone dismissed, overlooked, underestimated only to rise and become the hero no one expected? Share your story in the comments. And if you believe in stories that prove ordinary people can achieve extraordinary things, make sure you subscribe. Because here, every story is a reminder. Never underestimate the person beside you.